Today on the channel, one shall stand, one shall fall with Super 7 Ultimate's Transformers Megatron.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Super 7 Ultimates unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got something extra special, as we've got Megatron Ultimate Edition. But remember, for all your Super 7 needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code KYLE, save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $79 does ship free. Got to get a deal out there, and that's exactly what I did as I went over to Entertainment Earth. I grabbed Megatron and Grimlock over there, saved 10%, and got free shipping. You can also head to the Super 7 website, I don't know about these, but Super 7 in general, and use code KYLEP to tell them you saw it over here on the old Kyle Peterson YouTube channel. Either channel at this point. There you go. How about that? But of course, we're going to do this unboxing and review like we do all the other unboxings and reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there, and it's very interesting, this Super 7 Ultimates line. Dare I say, a little polarizing, the Transformers Ultimates line here. There's two camps, and there's very few in the middle, I think. But most people that like Transformers, that are deep in the weeds on Transformers, guess what? They want their Transformers to transform. And I do understand that at the bare bones of things. I totally get that. I understand that. I'm a Transformers fan as well. My Transformers fandom up and down in the toy variety, but absolutely love the cartoon, as most do, I think, at the end of the day. But I'm at a point in my life, old man Kyle, let me get my cane and my cape. I'll get both of those on. But I am okay with Transformers that do not transform. I am perfectly fine having robot versions or some robot versions of some of these characters just as action figures, and no work needs to be done. I love the idea of a Transformers Megatron Optimus Prime. Yin and Yang, of course, the good and the evil. Put them on a shelf display together, and bam, there's your childhood. There's your 80s childhood display, and I can see a lot of people grabbing one He-Man figure, maybe a Marvel figure, a Superman figure, something like that. You know, a He-Man figure, and then Megatron and Optimus Prime. Putting those guys on an 80s shelf. Why not bring Alf? Bring NECA Alf in. Alf, get in here. Have those guys on a display together. I think that definitely does work, and I think that is very cool, because obviously the majority of Transformers fans want them to transform, but this seems to be, and the Optimus Prime as well, a perfect desk display item if you're working and you want to celebrate a little bit of your fandom, celebrate a little of your childhood. Perfect opportunities right here. But I'm not sure how well the line is selling. Obviously, we don't see sales figures, things like that. I'm not sure if this line is as popular as the Turtle line and some of the other properties they have at Super 7. But I do like what they're doing. They're giving us some too deep of cuts for me personally, but they're giving us some all-timers in Optimus Prime, Megatron, and coming very soon to the channel as well. Grimlock, which should be an absolute all-timer. So stay tuned to that one here on the channel as well. Without further ado, let's dive into it here. We got old Megatron, and we got the cool packaging, got the slip cover going on. There's old Megatron doing Megatron things on the Super 7 Ultimates box. On the side, Megatron. On the other side, Decepticon. Stay away from them Decepticons, as we do know. And there it is, the old logo back here. A little bit of weight to this Megatron figure as well, I will say. And of course, it is the slip box. Slides right off like so. There it is. Bam, see you later, like Craig Hodges on the three-point line, or better yet, a young Larry Bird. There you go. But we do get the beautiful packaging here. Super 7 Ultimate packaging rarely ever disappoints. Love this here. Megatron's head a little bit sideways in the package, but I guess that's the way it goes from time to time. Classic Transformers writing. I guess we'll call it writing and logo. Megatron, big window box, Super 7 in the corner. Nothing fun on the sides. Then on the back, a little bit of a telltale here. I guess it's a little bit of a, here's his level: strength, intelligence, speed, endurance. Rank, he's at the top. He's a 10 on rank. He's a 10 on firepower. Let's see, strength, he's a 9. Intelligence, an 8? Maybe. Speed, he's a little bit slow. He's a 4. Endurance, we said 9. Rank. Courage, he's a 7. I don't know. Where is his? And firepower's 10, like we said. And skill is a 6. I don't know. I guess it could be debated. It could be debated right there a little bit, maybe, possibly. I don't know. You tell me. But I always loved Megatron there. One shall stand, one shall fall, as we do know. There's that background looking good. Off to the side. See you later. Oh my gosh, the double plastic prison coming in hot right here. Gonna pull that off to the side. And then we got old Megatron here in the plastic prison as well. A lot of accessories, a lot more than I anticipated with this one. I'm going to dive in here. I'm going to take this offline, get these out of the pack, and we'll be back talking all things Megatron. All right, back at it with Megatron. Got him unbuckled from the packaging, and let's start off with the accessories as we normally do here. And I guess we'll dive into the hands first. Oh, big surprise. Always starting off with the hands. But he does come 2 fists of fury. One shall stand, one shall fall. And we're going to see it right there with those 2 fists. Watch out, Optimus. That Transformers movie back in the day, I don't want to say traumatic because I loved it. I loved every aspect of it. But man, talk about a tearjerker. Talk about one that gives you the goosebumps. I mean, it's just one of those movies that's an all-timer. Much like the G.I. Joe movie of the same era. Man, 2 of the greatest movies of all time. If I had to rank my top 5 movies, those are 2 of the top 5. I don't know what that says about me and my movie watching, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But we got 2 fists of fury over there. We got the maniacal gripping hands here. You always have to have that for some kind of a leader. He gets the world in his hands and crushes the world. Something like that. So we got those 2 right there. And then we get 2 trigger fingers here. Of course, he has a little weapon action. We'll get to that. Definitely got those trigger hands there. And then we got a very cool one that we see every once in a while is we got a little Energon cube going on, and then he's got his little hand kind of attached to that. So very cool idea, a little extra action out of this hand here with this. So definitely here for that, like what I see right there. Then we get down to these 2 balls and chains. Is this a mace? A mace, something like that. But these plug in for the hands. And very cool that Super 7 gave us 2 versions of this. You want a hard plastic one you can have up in the air pose. You can have it coming across on Optimus Prime, something like that. You can have this. Or you can have a more typical regular chain one that just swings around with a real chain. Beautiful plastic on this. Looks really good. Feels really good. Love what I see right here. Really is choose your old ball and chain adventure. And I think my old ball and chain's upstairs right now. I think she's sleeping. So I'll try to be quiet. I won't be too loud. But definitely very cool right here. Different colors of purple going on. A little darker on this side, a little lighter on this side. But both do get the point across very well. Like what I see there. And we talked about the trigger hands on old Megatron. There it is. The old pistol. It's got a little blaster going on here. Of course, when the big blaster doesn't work so well, you get this little guy going on here. Definitely 2 different colors of purple going on. Definitely looks like something out of the Transformers universe, no doubt about it. Then we get a little scientific here. We get like a young Mr. Wizard. Or maybe Bill Nye the Science Guy. Could be, could be. Maybe Beekman's World, or was it Beaker? Beekman. Beekman's World, I think is what it was. I don't know. Go way back in the day, but do got one of those going on here. Got a little, I don't know, Energon inside of there, I guess. We'll call it that. But we do get a little beaker right there. We continue on. Oh, we got a sword. We got a sword as well, so we can grip one of these. You can use this like a primitive lightsaber in a lot of ways up there. Of course, we've seen kind of these things before from some of the other Transformers, but it's a little bit like a lightsaber. That's what I'm going to call that. And we get down to this. We get this little guy here, and I do not remember the specific episode of this. I'm trying to rack my brain. It's been a long time since I went through the Transformers episodes there. But it's a little like Energon or an energy, lightning bolt guy working in electricity. One of those kind of guys. Looks like something that would be in like a TV commercial, like stay away from power lines. Like our old friend Louis the Lightning Bug back in the day, if you remember him. But definitely a very cool little extra piece right here. It's like I remember the episode like it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't place it. But he was like in the electric current or something. Or wasn't this a guy that was like getting on the Transformers and the Decepticons? He was kind of in between the two. I can't remember. And then we get this little ball here. Once again, I do not remember this at all. It looks like something from under the sea. Almost looks like something my boy Merman would have from a He-Man and the Masters universe, but I can't remember what this one is either. So we do get this right here. Now we dive into the heads, and we got 3 heads in total right here, and the one on the package is the one probably the majority of us are going to use. It is your plain Jane, ready to go, ready for battle, ready to know this is Megatron. This is Megatron's head sculpt at the end of the day to me. There's no doubt who this is when I see this. Looking good on the old Megatron there. Now we get a second head on Megatron, and he got a little bit of that Energon coming out of the mouth. Looks like he's been in a fight. It's almost like it's blood coming out of his mouth. This is him getting ready for battle there. The mouth, of course, open on this one. Besides that, once again, you know this is Megatron all day long. And then this one, another episode, I cannot remember. Wasn't there some kind of like helmet and I don't know, extra power out of it or something. I mean, it almost looks like a young dial tone from G.I. Joe or something, but a deep cut head, at least for me. Like I said, it's been a heck of a long time since I watched the Transformers cartoons, but it looks like Megatron with a helmet on because guess what? That is what it is there. But looking pretty good as far as heads go, but to me, the stock head is going to be the way to go. Now, we do get his big blaster gun on the side. Of course, that is Megatron all day long, and that does just pull off if you need to. Just nice plug and play on this one. Stick it in, pull it out, do whatever you want to do. Definitely a little heavy on there, but you can see the arm does stay. It doesn't fall down on you or anything, so the joint's very tight on here, but not too tight a joint. So I always do prefer that. I'm going to take this off, and we're going to do some articulation. Arms go all the way around on this one. Now let's see, what do we got going on here? So we get the arms that kind of go out. We got a little bit of bend there. You can line him up. He'll have a little bend. Of course, these guys aren't Spider-Man. They shouldn't be bending around like Spider-Man. You do get a single jointed elbow. You do get the side to side at the elbow. Hands removable, back, forth, side to side. Of course, you got waist articulation. Heads removable, back, forth, side to side. Big old Megatron splits? Not really. He's not a really big splits guy, apparently, as we see right there. Single jointed knees. No side to side on the knees. Ankles up and down. No side to side on those. It looks like, I was going to say, it looks like the front opens up on this one. So you do open up on the front. A little bit of a sticker in there, though. So a little bit of extra action out of that. He does got a little bobblehead action on him here, though. A little bit of looseness in that head. But I guess that's the side to side. That's really all you get. A little up and down, a little side to side on the head. But a little bit of looseness in that head for me. If you shake it around, he does do a little bobblehead there. Of course, you got the Prime Decepticon logo right there in the chest. You know what affiliation he's in. And then you do get little buttons down here at the kind of ab crunch area, I guess. And there is no real ab crunch. A little up and down, but basically just side to side. That's all you do get. You get a little of this action on the back here when you're building out that weapon. Of course, we always remember him changing into a gun and Starscream catching him and blowing off the Autobots in the movie especially. Another dark time in the history of the Autobots there. But definitely Megatron at the end of the day. You definitely know who this is. One of the 80s staple villains. I would say Cobra Commander, of course. Skeletor, of course. Megatron, of course. And then it gets a little maybe more fuzzy. Shredder, I'm sure, could be in the conversation. How about Gargamel? Oh, Gargamel. Always after them Smurfs. He was going to eat them, make some Smurf stew. He could be in there in that bad guy list. But I think most people have Megatron, Cobra Commander, and Shredder, I guess. Shredder, I don't know. I guess the Mount Rushmore 80s villains is tough. It gets a little complicated, but I think everybody's got Cobra Commander and Skeletor on there for sure. I think Megatron's a pretty safe bet in that fourth one. Is it Shredder? Is it Gargamel? There's a lot of other bad guys out there you could put on the list, but obviously Shredder very iconic as well. So I don't know, but definitely Megatron, one of the big bad dudes of the 80s. There's no doubt in my mind, but when there's evil, there's got to be some good, and you know I got Optimus Prime right here. Absolutely loving me some Prime here. And like I said, this is a perfect little desk display. If you're at work, you want to show your Transformer fandom, you don't want to have some super expensive Transformer or an OG Transformer, this is the way to go. Have these guys standing side by side, have them posed out doing something. Maybe one will stand, one will fall off your desk. You never know, especially if the janitor comes in and cleans your office like he does mine. But definitely very cool, very iconic. A piece of 80s nostalgia if there ever was one right here. The yin and the yang of the world. Who will win? I don't know. Probably Optimus Prime in my book, but definitely cool to have both of these. Definitely here for both of these in my collection. But what say you? You picking these up? Are you one of those people out there that say, my Transformers got to transform? And I totally understand that because literally Transformers is in the name. So if they don't transform, it is kind of weird. But for what I'm looking for Transformers currently in my collection, this is what I'm looking for. I want the OG classics. I want just the tippy top guys. I want to have a shelf or two on my display, and that's all I want. Others are different. If your prime collection is Transformers, I can see this not really being for you, and I can see you want all the different ones under the sun as well. So it's definitely an interesting line. It's definitely a conversation starter at the end of the day. There's no doubt about it, but I'm definitely here for it. And of course, like I said, I did order Grimlock as well. We'll unbox him on the channel, so stay tuned. Make sure you do subscribe to the channels out there. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget about the Patreon for early access to videos like this. Bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, dog stuff, pizza reviews, you name it. It's all going down over there on the old Patreon channel. And Patreon, the best way to support this very YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media. Sir Paul 64 on the X. _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and on Instagram. So for Megatron and all the Decepticons, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.